So how do you prepare for important moments?
Preparing for important moments in 2004, as I told you, I worked with Roland Jensen. He said me a very good thing. I still keep it in my mind and I use it. Um, he said that play a game one night before you play a real game. And that means that when you go to the bed, that imagine you are playing tomorrow and make some good pictures that you save this was the moment, it was a tight game, make it hard for yourself, and your team was performing, not only yourself, but just make a nice picture, positive picture in your mind and sleep with it. And I would say, it really helped me, at least, I would not say 100%, at least 60%. There were many times it happens what I imagined last night before sleeping. Exact moment was happening because as goalie, you get the whole vision of the pitch. And that was happening and I was like, oh, I imagined it last night. Okay, I know what's going to happen and what can happen. And I prepared myself according in a fraction of a second. And it helped. It absolutely helped. That was one of the thing I still use. I sleep mate. So if I don't have and I don't want to do, I don't read news. I hate reading newspapers, internet, social media on the game day. I still don't do. I don't like it at all. It's a distraction on the game day. And because what I want that, and it's team sport. I play a team sport, and I want that many times happen that we played a game, no matter at what level, and after the game, people coming to me, oh, well played, yeah, excellent, you performed so good. And I always look at them, and I always wonder that do they realize that we lost the game? And that because that's not important for me. That's what I learned from this sport as a team sport. That it's team sport. It's not an individual sport. It's not me. It's us. It's not I. It's we. So I always prefer that. I don't mind to having a bad performance, but I do mind that my team lose. I do take care of it. I do focus on it that my team should win, and I have a role in it, and I should play that role to the best of my abilities.
So what I hear is preparation. So you want get enough sleep and also visualization, right?
Visualization, I think it's very important, and and of course, it depends on what time is your game is, and before the game, your eating habits counts a lot, and when you're even, and then at least 2-3 hours before the game, I would say 3-4 hours, totally no chance to be in the bed or a lazy routine. Some music or just little walk or just go to any other roommate, any other teammate's room, just talk, chill, some jokes, just fresh up and forget for a while about the game. And then when you start packing your stuff to go to the pitch, then the moment again that, okay, everything closed, one thing, that's game. That's it. And remembering the plan as much as possible and totally focusing and keep reminding yourself, okay, this is the plan, this is what we're going to do.
And then, for example, you mentioned penalties earlier. So the moment of penalty shootout, how do you prepare yourself for that? Or especially the one that you mentioned, right? It's sudden death. You are down. You know, if you don't keep, then your team is out. How do you prepare for that?
Prepare. This is all mental game. Goalkeeping is a big. Goalkeeping has a big mental part in it. It's not only tactics, or talent or hard work. Mental part is a big thing. And what is that? It's all about. First of all, I would say that it comes with experience. It don't come straight away. There are many less people, very blessed people who have that straight away, even they're young. But it's all about the moment when you are there. You have to make it sure that you are there in your 100% abilities instead of thinking about the situation. When I see that video again, I'm standing there. I didn't had that I have to stop this because otherwise we're going to lose. My thing was because one night before we had a video session and my coach shows me some penalty strokes of Korean players. And my head was, okay, number 4 is here. What I saw, what is it, and what it can be, what I can do the best, and focus 100% on the situation in front of me instead of focusing on the circumstances or the what can happen. Well, it still didn't happen, so it can be anything. So my focus, that's how I prepared myself. And I in many situations, many pressure games I played against India and in Pakistan, in India, with like packed stadiums and all that. And I never ever look at it. I never ever listen at it. Because for me, most important is what's happening in front of me on the pitch. And I'm playing a sport. And even I never give this extra pressure to myself that I'm presenting a country. I'm so proud to present a country at the highest level. But when I'm playing, it's never in my head. Never ever, because I think that, and that gonna be an extra pressure I'm gonna take on my own self, and that can make an influence in I do things. And in packed stadiums playing against India, when I was young, sitting on the bench, I was so fascinated. Wow, this is amazing. But when I started playing against him, I never had these kind of things in my mind, because I think these small details can really make a big difference in your own performance. Devil is in the details. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you overcome setbacks?
Overcome setbacks. Yes, that's a very, very important part of an athlete, I would say. And for me, overcoming setback is very important also, because there are many athletes, they were very talented, they were performing well, but they had setbacks and they were totally vanished. How I overcome from setbacks is like I always sit and uh, do analysis of my own self instead of thinking or blaming others for that. First, I start always from my own self. I say, okay, what I did wrong, where I did, was my routine, I was cheating in my diet, or what, my routine, I was sleeping well, I was training enough, or my focus was somewhere else, or what, or I was maybe out of my box, or maybe I was out of my box that, or maybe now I'm so big and I can do it. So that's these kind of things. I always started for myself. And you always know that what you did wrong. You can't lie with your own self. You can wear a mask and pretend it, but inside you, no matter even you're a criminal, even criminal knows that, yeah, he did it. So I never wear the mask. I always said to myself, I'm very critical to my own self, and that always helped me to get out of the setback. And then I see videos, and I talk to very few. I used to talk to very relevant people, not to everyone, because when you are performing, everyone comes to you and tell you, oh, good, and this, you're doing great, well done, this, that. But when you don't do well, everyone will tell you, yeah, you perform bad, but no one will tell you how to come out of it. More people you will talk with, more you will get confused. So I always spoke with only and only relevant people, that, okay, what you advise me, what you say, how I should. And I never picked all the things. I always picked the things I felt that they fit in and they're going to help me. And that really helped me a lot, a lot. I always used to spoke with my dad a lot during my setbacks, because, and he always he also very critical to me. He never ever hardly appreciated me in my whole career. I think maybe 2 or 3 times in 13 years. Even I was coming back home from a nice performance, he never said well done, or he always told me, no, you could have done much better there. And they're telling me those situations. And and he always told me that do this way and be humble, put your head down always, and look what you did wrong instead of what all the team did wrong. So that really helped me. My mom, I always in my setbacks used to talk with my mom a lot, for just being a childish, need some sympathies also. And that always helped because we all are humans, and that always gave me a lot of energy. That I always felt reborn. I always felt that yeah. And my mom always gave me the feeling that you can do it. I know you will. This time will go away. Because she don't know much about sports, and she used to watch my games on the TV only till the national anthem, because she always says, "Yeah, that's the only time I can see your face. Otherwise, you are getting out." And then just sit knowing the results. In my setbacks, I always touch the most relevant people, and my parents especially, and to my father, because he always really being very critical on me. And my mother, to get that reborn feeling and hearing that, oh son, this time will go away, just relax, okay, what do you want to eat? And so relax and feeling everything out, and from there I start again. So this is how I used to come out of my setbacks.
It has worked for you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Who's your role model and why?
Well, actually, I don't have a role model. I don't believe in it. I'm inspired with many athletes, but I don't have any role model, because maybe it's because the way I started this sport, I never ever thought that I will come to it. This was not my plan at all. When I was in the school, even my family, our family routine is that you study well, get the highest grades, get the great job, earn money, and live the life. That's the routine. My brother is a chartered accountant. He went to New Zealand to, now he's living in New Zealand also. He went there and he broke a record of that university, 29 years old record, got scholarship, got the highest grades. Now he's chartered accountant. He's earning massively. Same with my sister, got scholarship in Pakistan, and she break the record there in the university. So this was my atmosphere at home. And that's how I started sports. Initially, my father didn't supported me. He said, hello, what are you doing? You have to study. This is the routine. But when he saw that my name is coming in newspapers, and he said, oh, what are you doing? I said, yeah. There was many times that I used to lie. My mom used to lie to my dad. Yeah, he's going to study with his friends at friend's home. But actually, my mom knows that I was going to training. So that's why maybe I never looked at this sport. And yeah, but more I became professional athlete, and I look other sports, even in my own sport. I'm very much inspired with many athletes. Of course, I am. But as a role model, no, I didn't took any. No.
Okay. What is the best advice you received and who gave it to you?
Best advice, I think it's the whole life is, it's always in the past, in the parts. So, and like, I can even choose the advice my friend gave me, that be a goalie. And I can choose the advice of, uh, and then when I was starting, that guy said me that, yeah, don't stop hockey because you can go further. So that was also advice. But overall, I think the things your parents tells you, your dad, like my mom always tells me, that was the best advice for me, that, oh, this will go away, come up, and I know my son will do it, and you are. And my dad told me that just be humble always, put you down, no matter you get the success, but you still have a long way to go. You still have to get what you want. It's just the start, even at the end of my career. So I think those things kept me going. Those things kept me moving, motivating. What my parents always advised me, and they really helped me to lift me up when I was down. They really pulled me a little bit when I was going out of hands. And those advices I use now in my whole life. I did use in my career also, even while playing in the goal. Just a small example of how I take that advice of my dad and how it helped me, that be humble and keep your feet on the ground. That in even that plenty strokes thing, I stopped it. I I didn't felt that, wow, I did something. I was so happy. I was crying because of happiness. But I said, no, we still only won the semi-final. Final is left. And even after the final, yeah, we celebrated. But after the Asian Games also, I was still like, no, okay, fine. Yes, great achievement. I still have to go further. And I celebrated it. That's enough. Everyone is happy. We got the medal. What's next? So I think the best advice always for me are I received from my parents, and they were a lot. And still, I used to get it if they feel it, and sometimes I feel like it's too much, but it always worked for me, helped me, and I think those are the best advices anyone can ever have in their life.
Hmm. How does a typical training day in a field hockey player's life look like?
Field hockey player training day, I would say very tough, very calculated, and because it's not an easy sport. It's one of the fastest sports of in the earth on the earth, and it's a daily routine is that you start in the morning, little bit physical training. You have to go to the gym to keep the fitness level, and you get your personal program every time when you're for your homework and in your off seasons. And then every like goalkeeper have always a different program. The striker, this plenty corner specialist, everyone have a different program. So I would say, but overall, generally, it's just like in the morning you have to do some gym session or fitness session, and then you take some rest. You have to take your diet. Then you go to the technical part. You go to the ground. You do some your drills with hockey and do some training, and then later on in the evening you again come to your diet part, and with your homework you get the program to some you have to watch some videos and all that. So it's all packed, even for off season when you're home even. So it's all packed, because it's not that you only play one tournament and then it's done, and then you can have few weeks off, and then few weeks before the tournament you get together, and from there you start. You will be far behind than the other teams if you do that way. That's why you always have to follow the program, and 1 or 2 days of the rest are fine. It depends how much travel you did coming back home, how tough tournament was, how long tournament was. So after 1 or 2 days, back to the routine, back to the office, same program following. And so when we go to the training camps for the next assignment, we don't start from the bottom. We start from the level from where we left. So yeah, it's a very busy daily routine for the field hockey player.
Yeah. And then out of interest, you said you get homework where you have to do video analysis by yourself?
Absolutely. We get the clips. Like I'm a goalkeeper, I used to get the clips of plenty corners, circle penetrations, their build up, how they press, and these very technical things. And every player get his own files to watch, and that's how we worked. And it helps a lot. It keeps you into the game. Okay, everyone does training, but this video analysis is so important. I felt it that it kept me in the game always, and I was full of information. I knew it that, okay, what I can expect in next tournament or from next opponent, and accordingly we are training. So that's how it goes. I think all over the world. That's the most professional way you can train yourself.
Okay. And you are a veteran player, so you have more than 250 matches under your belt. Is that
230,
right?
yeah.
230. Yeah. And now you have a goalkeeper academy where you give all the knowledge you have to students, right?
Yeah. I have my own goalkeeper academy called SGK Academy in Netherlands, and I'm running it myself, and it's going very successful. I'm working 5 days in different clubs in the country, and with youth also, with senior goalkeepers also. And because I spend almost half of my life in being a goalie, and I think this is the only thing I know, and that's why one of the advice I would give to myself 20 years ago to have some more educations. Otherwise, But still, I'm very happy. I'm doing what I know, and still learning about it, because every sport is changing every day so quickly. Sports is getting science, and it's so interesting for me to not only keeping those techniques or ideology when I was playing, but keeping myself updated keeps me motivated to learn more, and I love to learn more new things, and it's going very successful. And I do personal trainings also there, and with 5 times a week in different clubs with the youth goalies and the senior goalies. That's my actually work I'm doing nowadays, beside playing for a club in Netherlands.
That's really cool.
And I'm a national goalkeeper trainer of Japan also. So that's my new international assignment, and looking for. It started in 2018, so also very challenging, and so far going well. Really interesting to work with Japanese goalies, and so yeah, that's my whole work thing I'm doing nowadays.
And that is towards the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Initially, the plan was to qualify for the Olympics by winning Asian Games, and which happened actually.
Oh,
and
congrats.
Japan win the first time in the history the gold medal in a dramatic way. It was, I would say, the best finals of a decade. I would say they were 5-2 down, 9.5 minutes left, I think, and then they made it 5-5, only 1.5 minute left. They were 6-5 down, and only 50 seconds left. They made 6-6. So it was a very massive final, and then they won.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah, and then they won on the shootouts, and that was so got success in that, and proud to be part of that staff team, and now still going on now preparing for 2020, and
Really cool.
It's really going great. Yeah,
really cool. Yeah. Do you want to nominate someone to be interviewed?
Yeah, I would actually. I would like to nominate as Jaap Stockman, the former goalkeeper of Netherlands, because I think that he has so much to tell to the world. His career is full of success. He was one of the best goalkeeper of his era, and because when I left, that was the time he became on the picture. Before he was second or almost started in my end part of the career, and the way I saw him performing, I think I still didn't saw such a stable and a good goalie in the international hockey. They are now Belgium goalies doing pretty well, Irish goalies also, but still so far, after Horst Vogels from Netherlands, Arnold from Germany long time ago, and Jaap Stockman, I think he should come up, and he's somewhere disappear. I don't know where he is, but it would be so good to see him talking about his career. I will love to nominate him, and will love to hear his story.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
People can find me on Facebook. I have my own page with Salman Akbar, former goalkeeper and captain Pakistan hockey team. You can find me on Twitter at Salman Akbar 12. You can find me on LinkedIn, Salman Akbar Oli. And yeah, that's where, and you can visit my website, www.sgkacademy.com.
That's the academy.
And yeah, there you can get a lot of information, and you can contact me directly there. Yeah, and that's how you can easily find me. And you can email me salmanhockey321 at hotmail.com. And if you visit my website, there you can contact me through my website, of my email of my website also.
Fit it into your busy days with Japan hockey and the clubs and your own career.
Yeah. Have to. I mean, you have to stay in contact, and nowadays world is totally different. And again, I do very relevant social media things. I'm not like just all other people do. I don't have time for that. But when it's relevant and of course something very important, and I always do it. And I do watch what's going on social media with sports and athletes. I read things and all that, but not a real user of telling people today this is what I eat. I'm going to training. I'm in gym or something. No, not into it at all.
Salman, thanks so much for your time. That was great.
Thank you very much. And feelings are mutual. And thanks very much once again to having me.
Thank you.
Have a great day.